Welcome guys to my first math tutorial. Today we're going to be going through exponents for 6th and 7th grade and 8th grade. Here we are on 8th thing, and here will be our 6th grade section and 7th grade. Starting off, what is an exponent? An exponent is this is a number 5 right here. Sometimes there will be a little number above it. This is a 3. This is the exponent. This number right here, that is the power. You'll hear it referred to as power sometimes. I suck at writing on this. And this 5, if there's an exponent right here, this will be referred as the base. So what does 5 to the power of 3, which is how you'd hear it? That would be written out. Would be written out 5 times 5 times 5. And this is 5 to the power of 3 means you multiply 5 times 5 times 5 3 times. So basically, you multiply the base by itself, however many times it says that, however many times the exponent shows. So 5 times itself 3 times. 5, 5, 5. And yeah, if you were to answer this, it would be 125. So yeah, that is basic exponents. Yeah. So next we will be doing some questions. Okay, so now some questions. So our first question will be 3 times 3 times 3. And we will be writing this as an exponent. So the base would be 3, since we have 3 as our numbers here, that they're all 3. So it would be equal, the base would be 3. Now how many times do we have 3? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 3 to the power of 3. Okay, so now what happens if we have a problem like 6 to the power of 6? How would you write that out? Well, 6 is the base, so that is all the numbers you'd write. So you'd write, and the exponent is 6, so you'd write 6 times. It'd be 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. So yeah, that is what they would simplify into. If we were to do like 4 times 4, this would equal, also, this is another problem, it would equal, since the 4 is the number, it would equal 4, and since it's twice, right, 1, 2, 4 to the power of 2. So yeah, it doesn't always have to be the exponent, the base are the same. So that's pretty much the end of the 6th grade section. I'm 7th grade, you might have variables, but I don't think that's till 8th grade. But yeah, let's go on to the 8th grade section. So now we're on the 8th grade section. I'll explain how variables would work. So here's our idea. We have w to the power of 4. This would just equal w times w times w times w. So it's the exact same with variables. And now, for one thing, if we were to have w times w times w times x times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, this is what you would write. So this, you would write them next to each other. So we have 4 5s. So it would equal 5 to the power of 4. Then we'll do w's. There's 3 of them, so we would get w to the power of 3. And then we do x's. There's 2 x's, so it would be x to the power of 2. And yeah, that's how you would do it with this. If you were to have multiple of these like this, and this is how you would also write it out if you were asked to do the 5 power of 4, w to the power of 3, and x to the power of 2 simplified. On to the next part, we're going to be doing adding exponents. Okay, so I lied. We're going to be doing multiplication. This is the product of powers property. So we'll do this. So we have 5 to the third. We're going to multiply it by a 5 to the second. The way you would write this without having to write out just a pure number is you see 5 and 5 to the third and 5 to the second. The one thing they have in common is that their base is both 5. So that means you can do this. You keep a base as 5 since the base is both 5 in these two. And then you add the two exponents. So 3 plus 2 is 2. So you would get 5 to the power of 5. Now I'm going to explain this. We have w to the third in parentheses by an 8. This is all raised to the 8th. How do we do this? So if it's an exponent to an exponent, you multiply these exponents together. So you would get w to the 24th power. Now, if you were to have 4 to the second times 3 to the third, you cannot add the variables together because they're not the exact same. They have to be the same to add them together. So this does not equal what you would think. This does not equal like 12 to the 5th, maybe you would think it is. It does not. It would equal, if you were to simplify it, it would actually equal 16 plus 27, which is equal to 43. So yeah, you could not simplify this like we did up here. That's all for this section. Next up, we're going to be doing division with the variables. So now we're going to be doing division with variables. So we have 9 to the 5th divided by 9 to the second. So the way we bring this into a exponent with a base stage is you subtract. So if the bases are the same, like in multiplying, the bases have to be the same for this. So they're both 9, so we can do it. You subtract the top variable by the bottom. So 5 minus 2 is equal to 3, so you would get 9 to the third. Now, if you were to do, now actually let me explain why this works. Okay, so we have 9 to the 5th. That's 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. That's 5 nines. Divided by 9 times 9. 2 nines. So using, you could simplify this because 9 and 9 cross cancel, and 9 and 9 cross cancel. So now we're left with 3 nines. So it's 9 to the third. I know this one was short, but next up we're going to go into 0 exponents and negative exponents. So 0 exponents are going to be first. So we're going to have, for example, 4 to the power of 0. 4 to the power, if anything is to the power of 0, then it equals 1. Okay? That's just how it works. X to the 0th, it's 1. Negative 4 to the 0th, it's 0. I mean, it's not 0. Scratch that. It's 1. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about negative exponents. We're going to have 3 to the power of negative 4. So if you have a negative exponent, that exponent needs to become positive. So you put that on, so you bring this down to the bottom. So every number has an invisible over 1 under it. So you flip it actually. So you would actually get 1 over 3 to the power of 4. So that's how those work. And let's say we were to have 3 to the 5th multiplied by 3 to the negative third over 3 to the second. So first, since these have the same base, 3 and 3, you add them. 5 plus a negative 3, that's equal to 2. So this equals 3 over 2 and 3 over 2. You can cross, and then since they go to the same base, you subtract them. Exponents 2 minus 2 is 0. So you get 3 to the 0th, which is equal to 1. And that's negative exponents. And that's all the exponents you need to know, I'm pretty sure. So have a good day. Like and subscribe. I don't care. Dislike, I don't care. But have a good day.